We have another school called Isha Home School. This is for the affluent children. This runs in a 120-acre property, very spread out, with 10,000 square miles of forest behind us. Because I think it's a crime to have children in rooms and rooms and rooms, and within that they're doing. One of the most important thing for the growth of a child is that there must be exposure to nature, to elements. Because without a healthful body, there is no healthy mind. It cannot happen. Your brain is body, yes? Brain is body, isn't it? We are always referring to it as if it's something different. What happens here will definitely happen here, how will it not happen? So this is a unique sort of school where 20 children will live in a household along with 2 dedicated people, and they grow up with them. Almost all the teaching happens in the house except for libraries, laboratories and playgrounds. Everything else is within the house, that's why it's called a home school, till they come to 7th standard. After that, they go to the high school within the premises. This school is run with a very close interaction with… we don't call them teachers, they're just volunteers who are there. Highly educated people, but none of them are trained to be teachers, because we don't want them to bring systems of education. This is just to stimulate the child in such a way that he is longing to know. The incredible thing is, we set them up into that level of curiosity and wanting to learn. Many times these 6, 7-year-olds come and knock on teachers' doors at 10:30, 11 in the night because they're doing some project and they can't sleep. They want to know this now, they want to open one particular book and see what is there in that book. We've made the teachers in such a way that even if it's 10:30, 11, they'll open the library and sit with them and what he wants to know. This is like a home-like atmosphere, where for every 4.5 children, on an average, every 4.5 children we have 1 adult. Here there are no rigid rules, but everything is managed without saying anything. For example, there is no holidays in this school. But we've decided in a month there are 4 to 5 days which is off academics, but children will never know which day it is. It just happens one day. Today they started singing, today becomes all music, tomorrow we were talking about something, so today they're going to that day they're going to the forest, but they don't know which day is a break. Because we don't want this culture of thank God it's Friday. If you don't enjoy learning, then what's the point? See, for any human being, knowing something new, stimulation of one's mind and intellect is one of the greatest joys. If that doesn't come into the child's life, he's waiting, when is the break? When I actually started this school, when I spoke to a group of volunteers, said, this is what we need to do. I spoke to them about 6, 7 hours and said, this is what we need to do. Then they all looked at me and said, Sadhguru, how do we know that we are fulfilling your vision? I said, see, the school is in 4-month segments. So, after the 4 months are over, when children have to go home, if they're tearing up to go home, that means you're doing well. And when they come to school, if they come joyfully, for sure you're doing well. This is unbelievable, I don't think it happens in any other school. At least 15 to 20% of the children come back to school when the vacation is on, come back to school at least a week, 10 days, sometimes 2 to 3 weeks early because they want to be a part of setting up the school. Because they believe it's their school and they're part of it and they want to be involved. And many of these students, we've made them into student teachers, that weekly 1 class or 1 or 2 hours in a week, they take the subjects. What is taught to you, you may easily forget. But what you teach, you never forget, you know. And above all, There is a new sense of responsibility once you stand up there as a teacher and do it. There are rewards for it, they get more emailing, internet time. Otherwise, one important thing which is very important for the children is, at 11 o'clock in the morning, there is a juice break. Children will all drink juice outside. Teachers will sit in the staff room and have juice, and they have some discussions going at that time for about half an hour. These children who take the responsibility of teaching, they get into the staff room, sit with the teachers and drink juice, which is a very big thing for them. They are like staff, they get treated like adults, totally. So things like these incentives where there is an excitement about learning. And normally, what is 12 years, I made it 13 years. In India, it's 10 plus 2, that's a schooling system. I made it 10 plus 3 for the same this thing. Initially, people said, why should we spend 1 year extra? I said, it's up to you. Because we've invested so much in art, sport, theatre, many other extracurricular activities. The moment they come to 11th, 12th, generally in India, they get marks mad, they want to get marks because passing marks in India is 98. There are universities where children who got 100 out of 100, they don't get admission. It's just crazy. So I said, those who are marks mad can go elsewhere, but we want to consolidate all the talents that they've picked up, plus we're exposing them to leadership, management, various types of industry, and many other aspects of life which would not happen in school normally. So this school is run for the affluent children. This kind of schooling costs quite a lot. But the other type of school that we have is, here there is no academics of any kind. Here the focus is just on building human body and human brain to its fullest. We have methodologies, traditional methodologies through which we do. Here they learn yoga, Kalari. Kalari is the mother of all martial arts, which is an elaborate system of developing the body, a classical martial arts, classical Indian music, South Indian music, classical dance, Sanskrit language, where it has the widest range of sounds to be used. We use the sound in a very effective way to develop the neurological system in the child. A wide range of sounds. This is something that doesn't happen to English-speaking children. They must do other kinds of sounds because expressing or uttering the sounds does wonderful things to neurological system. You will see these children are so balanced, means they're super balanced. If they sit like this cross-legged, they can simply sit like this for 5–6 hours unmoving. You will rarely see children like that. So these children go through 12 years. Once they enter, 12 years is compulsory because they are not going through other forms of education. We have workshops where they learn banking, accountancy, a little bit of mathematics and a little bit of engineering and science, but that's only for practical purposes. But essentially, this is focused towards building human body and human brain to its fullest capability. And we are putting them through certain kinds of evaluations to see whether this is happening to them or not. These are incredible children. Till you see them, you won't believe this, how these kids are. They are very extraordinary children. They're not qualified for anything. People ask me, how will they go to the university? They are not made for the university, they are made for the universe, because that's where you have to live.